Hey, what's up, y'all? Now, when it comes to this whole Velma thing, I do side with most of you that race swap should not happen when it comes to Scooby-Doo and stuff like that, even though Velma has then switched races like multiple times throughout the entire existence of Scooby-Doo. It is kind of getting old, and especially Scooby-Doo is lacking a lot of original permanent characters, I'll say, because every iteration of Scooby-Doo, you'll have a new character introduced or a new side character introduced, but by the time you get to the next adaptation, those characters don't stay. And when the only returning characters you have are the fucking Hex Girls and Scrappy Doo, and nobody likes Scrappy Doo, there is a real problem with that, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that for next time, instead of race swapping the characters, you really need to invest in adding more characters to the Scooby Gang and have them be permanent additions. Especially since Scooby-Doo in the past has had multiple chances to add newer characters to the group, you know what I'm saying? But every time that happens, either the character goes away, or by the time you get to the next adaptation or movie or show, they're nowhere to be found. And again, the only returning characters that come to the franchise are the Hex Girls and Scrappy Doo. So like I said, do better. But when it comes to Velma being race swapped, at this point, it's done happened 3 to 4 times. I'm not really fazed by it. It's not really bothering me. But though the Shaggy thing did bother me a little bit. Like, why the fuck would you race swap Shaggy? Like, why would you do that? Come on now. The Velma thing I didn't get onto you for because it was like the 3rd time you did it. So I'm like, at this point, I'm not fazed. But like, Shaggy, like, why? The Daphne thing, well, it wasn't even noticeable until somebody said something. So Velma being, Daphne being Asian, I didn't really notice it until somebody said something. So that right there is also not necessarily a problem, but again, you know, add more to the Scooby Gang and not race swap these characters. Again, except for Velma, if you're going to constantly, just pick one next time, you know what I'm saying? Don't just consistently change her race to whatever, like, stick with it, you know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, add more to the Scooby Gang. They're lacking in new characters, permanent new characters, and that needs to change. Though, these are just my thoughts. I want to hear yours. You know, do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Oh, and just a little side note, for the ones that are complaining about Velma being, you know, Indian or Asian or whatever, being race swapped, keep in mind this shit is not permanent. If you know anything about the Scooby-Doo franchise, you know for a fact that changes like this are not permanent and these characters go right back to normal once you get the next adaptation. Because, again, as I've said before, Velma has been Asian, Velma has been Hispanic, yet after those adaptations, she goes right back to being white. So stop complaining, calm your head, everything will go back to normal after this adaptation. Chill. Peace.